What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football, Houston Texans football. Before I start off, let me apologize to y'all fans out there. I know it's been a while, it's been about 2 weeks, because the last thing I did was the recap of the first preseason game. I did a video recording for the last one, but something was wrong with the volume. It didn't sound correctly, so I was going to redo it. But this past week was the first week of school, so I did, was getting my son straight away for school and also getting him into football and things like that. So I was kind of busy. I got to hop on the sauce early on in the week, and I missed towards the end because I said I was busy with, the first week of school and doing all those things, getting my son ready for football and the high school football down here too, for him to be a part of the future football teams. So. That's why I've been kind of busy, so I apologize for not being able to recap and redo the video that I did, because like I said, the one I did record right after the game, something was wrong with the volume and it didn't sound right when I tried to put it up. So just to do a quick recap of the game against the 49ers, the 16-13 win, the comeback win. The game kind of just confirms everything I've already felt about the team, that this offense moves with Deshaun Watson. This offense is a lockbox, and Deshaun Watson is the key. You add Deshaun Watson to this offense. This offense is the same with Brock Osweiler, with Tom Savage, and with Deshaun Watson. And with all three of them, they look completely different. And it looks the best under Deshaun Watson. They can move up and down the field. They can score at will. With Brock, it was balls going to the dirt, and with Savage, it was like, another sack, another sack. So, same offense. Even though actually Brock's offense was actually better, he had a better offensive line than Deshaun had, but because he had Dwayne Brown. So, that's right there. And then also with the DB play, I know they didn't have the front seven, they didn't have the guys in the back end against the 49ers, but I do think the corners are the weakest point of this team. I do think the corners are going to be the weakest point of this team. And they're going to struggle with one-on-one matchups. You're going to have to play zone and things like that to help mask and minimize their deficiencies, because with Colvin and Johnson, they can get beat one-on-one. I hope more about Colvin, but like from what I've seen out of Aaron Colvin, I'm not all excited about him. I wasn't excited about when we signed him. I'm hopeful for him. I hope I'm wrong. I'm wrong about Kevin Johnson, but I know what Pro Football Focus says, and like I say, Pro Football Focus they base their thing around stats to fit their argument. So you could put any stat together to fit any argument you want to. I can show you how a quarterback who is not clutch look like a clutch quarterback based off of certain metrics I want to use, and vice versa. I can make a good quarterback look trash based off of certain metrics if I want to use those certain statistics in certain situations. When this happened, when the moon is facing this way and the wind is circling around, he buckles under pressure type shit. Like I could do stuff like that if I really want to, and that's what Pro Football Focus does. So I know they had him as the best slot corner in the NFL, but like I said, I could play slot corner in that Jags defense with that front they had and those two corners they have on the outside. They have the best cornerback tandem in the outside. So, of course, anybody can play. And you play anybody to slot and cover up. And we're going to see what Hayden does, because I think DJ Hayden is going to be their slot corner. But that's just a recap of the last game. Now, or the game before last. Now about the Rams and the Texans game, when we finally got to see the stars play. And it looked sluggish. I'm not gonna lie. Like it looked sluggish. Deshaun had a bad pick. There was more so the pressure being brought down. Also, Bruce Ellington gave up on the route as well. Because they always tell you, like as a receiver, because I play a slot receiver. If you can't make the catch, and it looks like the DB is about to make an interception, if you're in position, you're supposed to turn into a DB and try to keep that from being a pick. And I mean, that's not Bruce Ellington's fault that Deshaun overthrew him, but Bruce Ellington is supposed to turn to a defender in that situation. Now, it was Joyner, who's a top safety in the NFL. Safety actually wanted the Texans to go after. But the Rams end up franchising tagging them, and for good reason. And then we end up getting Honey Badger. So I think I guess I'd rather have Honey Badger anyway than have Joyner. But Joyner is a top safety. He's a good top elite safety in this NFL. So throwing a pick to him is not unnecessary. It's not, oh, I can't believe you threw a pick to such and such. Like he gets picks. So Bill, it still doesn't change the fact that it was a bad decision. I don't think that's a decision that Deshaun. I think it's more so preseason. I don't think that's a decision that Deshaun would make. He doesn't seem like a bad decision maker in games, because if you are, you're not a clutch player. And we've seen this at Clemson, the 2 years at Clemson, and then we've seen it with him last year as a Texan. When it's clutch moments, when it's moments that you have to make plays, Deshaun makes plays. Now, don't give him down by 7 with 10 seconds left. Don't give him that. But you give him an actual window of time to make a comeback. I'm fully confident that he can make the comeback. And that's my thing about Deshaun Watson. I know people want to put up the 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in the 6-game span and all that type of stuff, and throwing for over 400 yards here and going and playing and putting up numbers against this defense and that defense. It's not the reason why I'm excited about Deshaun Watson. I'm excited about Deshaun Watson because this is the first time that we actually have a quarterback that I believe that he can win us the Super Bowl. Not if everything's all right. Like with Matt Schaub. Matt Schaub was going to the Pro Bowl and leading the league in passing. Yeah, he had Andre Johnson, he had Arian Foster, and he had a good defense. So you felt that you could win the Super Bowl because you had JJ getting 20 sacks, and you had Jonathan Joseph at that time playing at all-pro level. You had Glover Quinn playing at the Pro Bowl level. You had Andre Johnson, who was a top 5 receiver, in my opinion, number 1 receiver. And you had Arian Foster, who was the number 1 running back, if not number 2 running back in the NFL. So you had Matt Schaub had a top offensive line as well. So you had top everything. You had top 5 in every category around Matt Schaub. So of course Matt Schaub was elevated, and you could possibly win a Super Bowl because everything around him so good. You had to be trash to fuck it up. Deshaun, you don't have to have none of that. And I think Deshaun can lead you somewhere. I trust him with the ball in his hand. Like, Deshaun could have a horrible game. He could have a no touchdown, 2-3 pick game, 120 yards. But if we down by 7, I trust him with that ball in his hand to lead us down there and score the game time or win a touchdown. And that's straight up and down the road. That's how I feel about Deshaun. I feel that with Deshaun, you can score on every drive. Every drive, you have an opportunity to score, and you're in every single game that you play. I'm never like, okay, man, we might lose against this team. Yeah, man, yeah, ain't no way we're gonna beat this team. I don't feel like that. I don't care if it's the Patriots, the Steelers, the Eagles, the Jags. I don't care who you throwing up there. As long as number 4 is out there healthy, I'm fully confident that we come away with a win. Now, speaking of him being healthy. That's something that the game against the Rams did prove, because the offensive line was a little shaky, and they got a little rush, and Deshaun was moving around fine. If you ain't tell nobody that he just came off of ACL surgery, you won't even know. And I knew that it wasn't going to be a problem right after the surgery, right after the injury happened. That first game against the Colts, he was on the sideline with no crutches, walking around, just chilling. Nothing on his knee or nothing. The commentator of the game, he said at the time, that's kind of dangerous because, I mean, anybody can bump up to him and make it worse if it's not worse. And then he had the surgery, and he was up walking faster than he was supposed to. It was a clean surgery when they found out there was just a straight clean tear. There was no extra damage, no nerve damage, none of that type of stuff. And he was running. I think he was out on his feet running 2 weeks before he was able. 2 weeks before he was scheduled to be able to run. And then when he was out there in OTAs before camp, no sleeve, no brace, just straight naked knee. Okay, cool. He healthy, 100% healthy. And then seeing him yesterday, moving around the pocket, evading the pocket, and getting away from sacks, the way he was running and moving around from sideline to sideline, yeah, no problems. He's going to be the same Deshaun Watson that you've seen in those 6 games last year. He's going to be the same guy. Same guy. No fears as a Texas fan. No, oh, it's RG 3.2.0, all that bull that people was trying to spell out there. If he's healthy, ain't no if he healthy, because he is healthy. Because if you're going to say if he healthy for him, you might as well say, you can say if he healthy for everybody that's playing sports. If Tom Brady's healthy. If Aaron Rodgers is healthy. If anybody's healthy. Because right now, I have no questions about his health. I think he's ready to go. Now, but about health, we do need to do something about this running back situation. One thing that I said going into the draft, I wanted a tight end and a running back. Offensive line and your corners are definitely your strongest holes because you only got Colvin. And you don't have an offensive line. You didn't get a big name offensive lineman. But drafting the position that we was drafting in, yeah, your hands are tied. You third round pick. You don't, it was your first pick in the third round. I would have tried to move up, especially tried to move up and say, because I said this before. I said this in the Sauce when we were doing the Sauce pre-draft shows in the weeks leading up to and then when I was doing my running back assessments, I said that running backs were going to start flying off the shelves in the second round, and when they do, teams are going to start panicking, and it's going to be a run on backs. So you're going to see in a span of 5 to 6 picks, you're going to see 4 backs getting taken in that type of span. I don't know if it exactly happened like that, but I do know that running backs start flying off the shelves in the second round. I wish the Texans would have tried to jump up and tried to get one, because we don't know when Foreman's coming back. And like I said the other day, if Foreman does come back, he's not going to be the Foreman that we seen in that Arizona game. The game he got hurt when he started and he had the 2 touchdowns and he looked like he was definitely supposed to be the number 1 starting running back. You weren't going to see that Dante Foreman. Like, if he comes back week 1, you won't see that Foreman until about week 8. If he comes back by week 8, you ain't going to see that Foreman until the end of the season heading to the playoffs. Because he got to get healthy, and then once he gets healthy, he has to get in the game shape. So when he first gets out there, he's going to be sluggish. I don't think he's going to be out there week 1. I'm thinking they're looking at probably like around like week 5, week 6 is when he might be available to play, is what we're looking at, because he's probably going to start the season on the PUP list. So that we need to get a running back to help out, because I don't think Lamar Miller is an all-down back. You don't give him the ball 20 to 25 times. Alpha Blue is Alpha Blue. Pope. I mean, I like Pope, but, I mean, I don't know if he's a guy that you can really depend on. Tyler Irvin, I wish we would have did something with that back situation via free agency or via draft. Now let's talk about the defense. You got to see JJ back. Clown, I know people worry about Clown because Clown wasn't showing up to practice. The camp, it was rumored. I heard on 610 that either he doesn't want to play in this defense no more, or it's more so to his injury. Clowney was bouncing around, looking like Clowney, and I think Clowney's going to be fine. JJ, I think JJ's not going to. I'm gonna get this out of people's mind. JJ's not going to be 20-sack season JJ no more. But I do think he can still be a dominant player when it comes to pass rushing and run stop. Because I think this team, this front seven is going to be a top front seven. I believe that this linebacker core with Merciless, with McKinney, with Clown, because you're going to count Clown as a linebacker, with Zach Cunningham, with Dylan Cole, I think this is a top 5 linebacker by the season, and this is going to be considered a top 5 linebacking core. I think, with Reeder and Covington and JJ, I think that this front seven will be a top front seven, a top elite front seven. And I think this will be a top 10, top 5, rather, run-stopping defense. I think this defense will be able to stop the run. I don't think you'll be able to run this defense. That's one of the reasons why I think that I really believe that this team can go 12-4 in the season. I know I've said this is the schedule. I said when I first seen the schedule, as I looked more into the schedule, I thought about it some more and looked more into it. I'm like, and looked at my team and looked at the team that we're playing against, the teams that we're playing against. I'm like, this team really can become a 12-4, or at least play 12-4 football. Not just because you play 12-4 football don't mean you'll be 12-4, because it could be a game here, a game that don't go your way, and you end up your record-wise 11-5, or you might have everything locked up 2 weeks before the season ends. So the last 2 games you treat them like preseason games, so you end up being 11-5 or 13-3, but you're playing 12-4 football. And the reason why is because I believe that this team, like I said, one, Deshaun Watson, that's the main reason. Deshaun Hop, those are the main 2 reasons. And then this defense, I think is a top runs. I think this defense will be a top run stop defense. Now I do think they'll struggle in the passing game as far as defending passes, but we don't face that many offenses this year that are elite passing offenses. I mean, yeah, you got Tom Brady week 1, but week 1 no element. The Patriots always start off slow. Amendola is gone in Miami. Cook is in LA. Like, so Tom Brady don't have his weapons. Yeah, he got Gronk, but the Patriots always start slow. Then you got Philadelphia. Other than that, I can't really think of a top passing offense that we play this season. Like, we don't play a top passing offense. I mean, if Luck comes back, well, Luck is back, but if Luck plays how 2013-14 look, which I don't think he is, because I don't think he has that same arm strength. I think he's going to be looking like Chad Pennington, to be honest with you. For all the Colt fans out there, I don't think Luck has that same strength, but he still has that gunslinger mentality, but he doesn't have the gunslinger skills. And this is going to hurt him because he was always a turnover machine, but his arm bailed him out of situations. I don't think his arm is going to be able to bail him out of these situations no more. He's still going to be a turnover machine unless he starts playing conservative football. And if he starts playing conservative football, that team is not built for their quarterback to play conservative football and still win games. If he plays conservative football, they're probably going to end up being 7-9 at best, 8-8 football team. That's at the best if he's playing conservative football. So if he's playing conservative football, I don't see them winning that many games, and they're sure not going to be a threat against us because we'll be able to stop the run. We'll be able to stop the run, and we'll be able to stop them short passes. I think the way our safeties and our linebackers can play, we can stop short intermediate passes. It's going to be downfield. I have a problem at one-on-one matchups with our corners. That's the issue I have when receivers are going to be one-on-one matched up with our corners. We don't really face. I'm going to have to go back and look at the schedule, but at the top of my head, I mean, outside the Giants and Odell, I don't really see us facing a top receiver. We don't have an Antonio Brown that we're facing. We don't play the Steelers. Who do we play? Okay, I mean, yeah, we do got Cleveland and Flash, but it depends on who's throwing them. It depends on who's throwing the football. Kelvin Benjamin, whatever his name is in Buffalo. Nah. I don't see, like I said, Odell and Flash. If Flash is playing, depends on who throwing Flash the football. I don't see us playing elite receivers. That's really going to hurt the cornerback play this year. Now going forward in the playoffs, it will be a bigger problem. And one thing I want Texas fans to think in perspective why I be so angry when it comes to this secondary and the cornerback play. Because if you think about it, just think about this. Everybody, just sit back and think about this. The Texan corners right now are supposed to be Marcus Peters and A.J. Bouye. Let that sink into your mind right now. Marcus Peters and A.J. Bouye are both supposed to be Houston Texans right now. This is the reason why. The Texans knew from their own admission that they knew Peters was a better player than Kevin Johnson. But because Peters has off-the-field questions and Kevin Johnson is the squeaky clean player off the field, they went with Kevin Johnson. How's that working out? Because Peters, rookie year, was an All-Pro, was a Pro Bowler as a rookie. I don't think he was defensive rookie of the year. I don't think he was defensive rookie of the year, but I know for a fact he was an All-Pro and a Pro Bowler as a rookie. Kevin Johnson ain't been nowhere sniffing an All-Pro Bowler to nothing. And then A.J. Bouye, Pro Bowler. You had A.J. Bouye already on your team. All you had to do was sign him, franchise tag him. That's all you had to do was franchise tag him. That's all you had to do. All you had to do was franchise tag him. If you didn't want to offer him a contract, if you didn't want to give him a big enough, you weren't completely sure the A.J. Bouye that we seen at the end of 16 was going to be the A.J. Bouye going forward, you could have franchise tagged. Even though I felt the way, because I like A.J. Bouye back when he was wearing number 34. I've been telling people about A.J. Bouye since 2014. I'm like, A.J. Bouye will be something. I seen it in him. I seen that he had some talent. Don't believe me, you can look at my Instagram. Go all the way down. Like, look at my Instagram. I have Instagram posts about A.J. Bouye back when he was wearing number 34 in 2014. But those are supposed to be our corners. So that's the reason why I hold these cornerbacks that we have to a high standard. I'm like, because this is what we have instead. It's not like, we lost a bidding war. Like, hey, we got outbidded. That ain't what happened with A.J. Bouye. We just let A.J. Bouye walk because we ain't franchise tag. We had to control the franchise tag him, and we didn't. It'd be different if we had to choose between A.J. and Clowney, so we franchise tag Clowney, and then A.J. ended up going on free agency. That's completely different. I wouldn't be as angry. A.J. Bouye was the only free agent that you had to bring in. It was the only one that was worth bringing in. I mean, him and Quinn Demps, but Quinn Demps and A.J. Bouye was on two different spectrums. You went about the franchise tag Quinn Demps, and then you let Quinn Demps go anyway. But still, That was your main free agent. You let him walk. And then the whole Marcus Peters. You chose to take Kevin Johnson because off the field issues with Marcus Peters. Now people who want to talk about Marcus Peters, the Chiefs end up, after he made Pro Bowls and All Pros, they still shipped him off. But still, just give us a chance to have that. Just give us a chance to have that. Take some risks. Take some certain risks. Because obviously LA ain't got no problem. They got him and Talib. Who knows how many pass interference calls they going to get. How many DBs and receiver fights they going to have with those two. So they taking the risk. Why we can't take that risk? Why we got to be so good and squeaky clean that we can't take risks like that? Because we have these standards. What have these standards provided us? What Super Bowl champions do we have? What Super Bowl championships, AFC championship, Super Bowl appearances do we have to have these standards? What do we have all these standards? How many MVPs we got? How many first round buys we have? All you have is 4 AFC South division titles to show for this good guy method. Come on, man. All that's good and gravy, but hey, I want football players. I want good dudes on my team, yeah. I don't want no troublemakers, but I don't want nobody risking getting locked up and now they can't play because they getting locked up or they got suspended. I get all that, but give me some football players though. Like give me some people who can play some football, who can win games. Because you have a whole bunch of choir boys out there. Yeah, they all good and they ain't gonna never get suspended and never get get out the field issues. But you're losing games. You only end up 4-12. What good does that do you? What good does that do you? That's all I'm saying. But I do think that the pass rush will help those DBs out and make the game shorter for them. But when plays start getting bigger and down, like I said, I don't think it's going to hurt us too much this season because we play a lot of run-heavy teams, a lot of teams with good running backs, and I think our run defense is good enough to stop it. But in the playoffs, next year going forward, I have trouble with that secondary. Not Honey Badger, not Kevin, not Honey Badger, not Reed, not Hal comes back healthy. Prayers up to Hal and his family. Hope that Hal recovers from that the lymphoma with good speed recovery and come back playing healthy next year. But I don't really see it. I don't really see outside those guys. I don't really see the corners. They really not. I just have issues with the corner. Offensive line, the corners are our 2 biggest holes, and I think corners are a bigger hole than people want to give credence to. People always focus about the offensive line, which they should because we got to protect the Sean. But those corners are my biggest worries. Really might be my biggest worry on the team. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Comment below if you haven't. Click that bell to get more videos. This Saturday, Texas kickoff. Texas Tech versus Ole Miss. I'm gonna be at the game. So if y'all at the game, hey, come find me during the tailgate. I got something for y'all. So holler at me. If y'all see me at the game, if y'all gonna be there at NRG Stadium, Texas Tech versus Ole Miss, college football kickoff. Come find me at the game. I'm gonna be at the game. Meet me at the tailgate. I got that. Holler at me.